It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see Toronto against Minnesota.
Hello, basketball fan. How it's ended up. Well, tremendously competitive with great attention to detail, David. Thanks. Settling into the new season now, Doris. Some teams really finding that groove and their rhythm. Talk about what they can do to maintain that. Sometimes it's easier to get there, but then to maintain it becomes the real chore.
Right, and that's where coaching comes into play. Guys trying to pull the right string, play the right notes with their teams. And obviously, one of the most important things you can have on a night-by-night basis is energy, consistent energy on the defensive end. If you stay in the moment, you focus on the next play. I know 82 games can be a grind, Kev, but if you break it down into smaller chunks, it becomes much more manageable.
Good idea. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Aaron Gordon out there with Plumlee. Then it's Matthews. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Paul in at the point. Missed it, even after all those chances. And it's Butler missing. For Minnesota, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. About a minute played so far here in the first. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen. Now
here's Paul. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Gordon. Rebound by Nurkic. Here's Minnesota. Goes up with the stripe. No good on the shot.
0 for 4. They can't buy a bucket.
Matthews, no one around him. Kept alive. Butler. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
One thing we know about Jimmy Butler, he's going to stay in a play. Nice job on the offensive glass. You know, guys, you think about Jimmy Butler, drafted by the Chicago Bulls, and he goes from bench warmer to star. And I always had the sense that once Tom Thibodeau was no longer a part of the Chicago Bulls organization, that Jimmy Butler's days might be numbered there as well. But I think the trade ended up working for both teams.
And here is Paul. Following the three-pointer by Donovan Mitchell. Paul kicks to Gordon. Over Morris. And it's Gordon missing. For Minnesota, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And finished off by Nurkic.
Well, to me, it's critical that Mitchell continue to focus on hitting the guys who are open. We know he can score the ball.
Mitchell against Paul. Here's Plumlee, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Plumlee's got his first bucket in this one. Mitchell passes to Nurkic. Wiggins from outside. Mitchell kicks to McCullough. The shot from 20 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing.
Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
Now here's Paul. Outside Gordon. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I'll tell you this, the interior game of Aaron Gordon is coming along. He is looking more comfortable and more confident in there.
And the basket by McCullough.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for Toronto. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
You wonder if they're looking to take control of this one early. And when you have more talent, you want to keep the other guys from gaining any confidence.
Now here's Wiggins, following the shot by Chris Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Nurkic can't hit.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
And still a close. You learn about Jimmy Butler. Difficult journey to where he is.
Basketball. That's that. Yeah.
Boy, you hear that so often, don't you, Greg? Between those lines can be an escape from the outside world.
And in the end, Butler's obsession became his escape. Maybe why he remained so devoted to the game.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
Nurkic is out there with Morris. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. Then there's McCollum. And it's Wiggins in at the 3. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
I don't think there's any fear when it comes to shooting over the defense. Aaron Gordon's athleticism and release point, he cannot be contained.
McCollum finds Nurkic. Kicks it out to McCollum. Nurkic the pass to Wiggins. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Toronto leading by 3.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
And here's Morris for 3. Another miss by Minnesota. Butler deciding where to go with it. Lets the 3 fly. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
That's a 2 from Matthews and another basket for Toronto.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
McCollum against Matthews. McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Wiggins outside. Over Butler. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with a terrific mid-range game.
Toronto leading by 5. Ball outside. 1:06 left to play here in the half. Lays it up and banks it in. Paul's got the lead up to 7 now for Toronto.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Mitchell against Paul. Mitchell kicks to McCollum. Buries the long-range jumper. McCollum's got 5 now.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed if he can wind up that open from 3-point range. I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Shoots from 12. And another basket for Toronto.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Mitchell against Paul. The try by Mitchell. No good from 11 feet. Toronto leading by 6. Outside Butler. Paul outside. Over Mitchell. One second left. The shot, no good.
I'll tell you, Mitchell locked.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, for Toronto, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
Shaq, what you think about Minnesota? And
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Yeah, and night after night, man, it just becomes common to watch him rip through teams, and that's exactly what we saw there in the first half.
You know, Greg, I think the thing you admire is the incredible level of consistency. This guy is a fantastic player, but he also puts in a ton of energy. Absolutely tremendous.
So for Toronto right now, Matthews out there with Chris Paul. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Gordon, and it's Plumlee in at the 5 spot. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Wiggins finds Nurkic. Chalk up 2 there. Nurkic has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, in that individual matchup, the rim is totally unprotected. He's just got too much size on him.
Morris against Paul. Over Morris. Here's Plumlee. Nurkic with the block. But they get it back. Butler on the wing. Covered by Wiggins. Butler passes to Matthews. Toronto gets it back in a new 24. Here's Plumlee. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. And that sends Andrew Wiggins to the free throw line. It's on Jimmy Butler. Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Paul kicks to Butler. From the arc. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
McCollum outside. Mitchell in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Nurkic. He gets it in there. Nurkic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, second chance points can come from extreme effort on the offensive glass. Case in point there.
Paul with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell. Paul kicks to Plumlee. Matthews scanning the floor. Over McCollum. Matthews no good. Timberwolves trail by 7. Mitchell passes to Wiggins. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Wiggins has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Paul. And it's off the back rim. No good.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Morris with the bucket.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Oh, their communication on offense is working at every level now. These guys are really cohesive. What a run.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Mitchell passes to McCollum, uses the glass to finish the layup. And now just a 1-point Toronto lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And while they still have the lead, boy, was that important to keep it from shrinking.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. He can't hit that time. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Toronto leads by just 3. We're going to step aside for just... While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Donovan Mitchell, and it's McCollum in at the 2 guard. Oh, and another basket for Toronto.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
McCollum against Matthews. McCollum finds Nurkic. McCollum feeling it out a bit. High post shot. Basket counts.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Gordon inside. He's against Morris. All up top. Over Morris. Here's Plumlee. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
He hits the second from the line.
But making it a 2-possession game was what was important on that trip to the line.
Mitchell outside. Wiggins kicks to McCollum. Here's the 3. That shot missing, and Toronto will go the other way with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. The offensive rebound. Here's Plumlee. Count that bucket. And Toronto leads by 6.
You just love how Matthews distributes the ball, easily finding his teammates for open looks.
Matthews against McCollum. Here's Nurkic. And it's blocked by Gordon. Stolen by McCollum. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Mitchell. Here's Morris. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
My goodness. Guys, you talk about embracing the moment, burying a key shot. Go ahead, Mr. Morris. We see you doing work.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there, and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
Paul kicks to Gordon. Launches it. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Pass to Mitchell. Here's McCollum. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Right, you love the aggressiveness. This guy is willing to take over at the key opportunities.
Paul kicks to Matthews. Just 5 on the clock. Over Morris. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. The pass to Mitchell. Over Paul. It's in!
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 1. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, and looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jusuf Nurkic.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Toronto's head coach had some words for his team during the break. He told them, look, guys, we're running out of time. If we're going to make a move, it's got to be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded, and he said, then go take it. Kevin?
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a three-point game.
Well, those are essential free throws to make a three-point lead. It's going to take something from long range now to tie this game.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 16 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
What a shot. He had no fear. I love it.
Minnesota calls timeout. Here's McCollum. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Plumlee with the steal. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we'll get... These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for Toronto right now, we've got Matthews. Plumlee out there with Aaron Gordon. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
When Donovan Mitchell is this close to the cup, the defender has got to feel a bit uneasy.
He drops the first one, and that gives them the lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Getting it done at the line as he usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
To the middle, here's Matthews, and Matthews throws it down.
Kevin, you have to love the mindset of Matthews. Always wants to score whenever he has the ball in his hands.
McCollum against Matthews. And it's McCollum off the drive. Mitchell passes to Nurkic. Back to Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Paul. And it's Mitchell missing.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Matthews against McCollum. And Plumlee kicks to Butler. Out left to the wing. Here's Paul. Good!
Well, when the playmaking duties fall to Jimmy Butler, he is more than capable.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're behind by 2. 50 seconds left to play in the first overtime. continues against McCollum. Morris dishes to Wiggins. McCollum outside. Over Gordon. And he overshot that one, missing. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Tips it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in. And Toronto leads by 4.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Well, there's no doubt. They're really clicking. What an amazing all-around effort to take a huge lead like this late in the game.
Wiggins finds McCollum. Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And any discussion about CP3 has to start with his hands. The dribble moves, all the steals he gets, he uses his hands better than just about anybody.
The 3 from McCollum. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
You know, I think, guys, in addition to becoming an elite two-way player, what I love about Jimmy Butler is the passion he plays with. Boy, don't you love it. As calm as can be, seals the win with some tremendous work at the free throw line.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Now I got it like they gave it to me, but I took it, they ain't give it to me.